there, this is June Whittle, co-author of SOS for Busy Teachers, and I've just got back from the school, and at the school a teacher that I'm working with was describing to me how one of the children in her class is becoming quite withdrawn at the moment and subdued, and it's affecting his learning, and he's actually not taking risks anymore. He's a twin. His brother is actually doing the opposite. He's growing and blossoming, and things are going well for him. One of the things that she has noticed is that the mother of these two boys is actually a real worrier, and whenever she comes into school she uses the language of negativity, and she thinks that there's going to be something wrong immediately, and is putting quite a lot of pressure on her children and really noticing where the gaps are, noticing their weaknesses rather than noticing their strengths. And it's just put me in mind of a quote that I came across quite a few years ago, which is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. And I just think that although that's a very simple quote, it's actually also very, very powerful. And the effect that we have on our children and on the children that we teach and the young people that we teach is really influenced by what's going on in our heads. So I'd just like us to think about that, in the sense that in schools at the moment we're focusing on and nurturing and fostering a can-do approach. And I just wonder where you are with that can-do approach in yourself. How do you feel? Are you a can-do person, or is there lots of negativity coming into your mind? And if there is lots of negativity coming into your mind, then I'd like to share with you a tool that might be useful to you. And this tool is called a negativity fast. And what you do is you commit to giving yourself 24 hours of banishing all negative thoughts that come into your mind. And actually, if you can manage 24 hours, I'd like you to do it the next day and the next day and the next day for at least 4 days. So basically, every time you notice and start to notice any negative thought that's coming into your mind, banish it. Acknowledge it, banish it, and as you banish it, try and replace it with something that's much more positive, or at least more neutral. Now, of course, because we're focusing on what those negative thoughts are that are coming into our brain, guess what happens? They start to come flooding in on us. So you will be absolutely besieged with negative thoughts. Just remember that those thoughts are floating around in your subconscious all of the time anyway. They're there, so let's get rid of them. What you'll notice happens is, first of all, it's very tricky to do. It sounds easy, but it's actually very tricky to do. What you'll find is that over the course of the days and then the weeks, if you can keep going with this, you'll find that you actually start to notice the positive so much more, and really start to not notice the negative in things. Now, when we have anything negative going on in our minds, there's this inner critic there, and we have to remember that it is the voice of caution, so we do need to acknowledge it. But if it's got no use to you at all, banish it. And just see how you get on with that. I hope that it works well for you. And just to finish, I'd like to share with you, a great friend of mine, Sarah, got back to me last week after one of the videos to say that one of the ways that she thinks about herself is using these words. First of all, I can. And then maybe adding to that, I will. And then she says, and before you know it, usually, I have. And I just think that's so powerful. So good luck with the negativity fast and the can-do approach.